territory of that territory. They will decide the banking system. They will decide the church. They will decide the education. They will decide everything. Even in Abu Dhabi here. There are forces who want to gain. When those forces establish the government in the ninth, when I mean ninth, in the spirit realm, whatever administration you are seeing in the physical realm, there are people who have crossed their leg. They will tell you, you will rule for only 4 years. If you like, tie the whole road and push street light. 4 years is 4 years. You will die. Another person will come in. So Pergamos was like that. And it is happening in the present day reality. They are in churches. Now these people, I don't know how they find their way into the church. They find their way into the church. They bring the spirit of Balaam. And they begin to lower God's standard. You cannot lower God's standard. You might be doing the spectacular, but it's not supernatural. The spectacular is not necessarily the supernatural. You will be dancing and be shouting, blah, 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 blah. When it's subjected to the world, you'll be found wanting. So, he said, between now and then, there are similar experiences. The church is now operating in a society of extreme evil everywhere. Extreme evil everywhere. Everywhere. The earth has become the seat of Satan, and nations are concurring. There are still believers who have not denied the name of Christ and the faith. Faithful believers are being displaced or eliminated from the scheme of things around the globe. Now, a Christian, a supposedly Christian, working in a big establishment, all of a sudden he decides to make a tweet or he grants an interview and he says, what's your opinion about LGBT? They say, no, it's a sin. LGBT, I don't recognize them. They are unclean before the sight of God. God does not allow it. I can never be friends with them. That person, I'm telling you, that day, he will lose all his endorsement. They will fire him from that job. In fact, if his wife was a wife that was arranged for him, you know these Europeans, you know what they do? Like our footballers, our football stars, you know what they do? They groom people. Their schools, they groom girls. Their schools, they groom boys. Now, they groom those girls so that they'll become wives to celebrities. It's a scheme. Then they groom the boys so they'll become husbands to also big-time celebrities. So, if it happens that this person the wife is one of those ladies that were groomed, they'll fight for divorce. And he will lose all his earnings. Everything. Just because he said LGBT, they are evil. If he was working for Adidas before, they will sack him. Straight. That day. Or his Twitter handle, they will take it down. They will ban, you know, they call it, what's it called? Radio ban. If he had a program he was doing on radio before, they'll take it down. Everything. So the system, they've taken over the governmental system in the world. If he was a lecturer in a school, or he's a kind of person who talks to young children, and they will stop him. They'll stop him from doing that. Meanwhile, your young boy, 9-year-old, goes to school as a boy, then he comes back to you and says, Dad, I identify as a female now. All of a sudden. Or I identify as a cat. The other day in Frankfurt Airport, some young people who don't even know they never even sabi bath. They just came and said, now we identify as dogs. That is. And these people, they'll tell you they are Christians. They are in church. Gay pastor, gay congregation. The pastor, gay marriage, they marry gay, they say, yeah, we'll bless. I don't know what kind of blessing is that, though. I don't know. So you don't lower God's standard. You don't lower God. So those things are still happening now. You don't lower God's standard. Or you just came out from a meeting where it was concluded that we'll go and kidnap somebody. Then the next day you come to church and be shouting, hallelujah, hallelujah. What was that? Or you came out from a meeting where a discussion was held to blackmail someone. They just cook up lies. You know people cook up lies. You can cook lies. The way you cook food, you cook lies. You cook it. When you hear it, you start doubting yourself. Like, now me do this thing.